Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The saddle again Tuesday night, 6 o'clock. I've missed you. I have. I enjoyed filling in 4 to 6, but I felt kind of naked. I felt kind of out of place. I'm going to say I felt like Trevor Lawrence without an offensive line, but that offensive line has done well as of late. Really, the last 4 games. All right, a couple of weeks ago, it got sideways. Against Chicago, I think they allowed officially 16 pressures, but only 3 sacks in the other 3 games, right? 0 sacks, a clean jersey for Trevor Lawrence in London against the New England Patriots. 0 quarterback hits, right? Only 2 pressures. A much better afternoon. Again, it begs the question, the one that I've always asked, and I've gotten plenty of answers. Is there really an $18 to $19 million difference between Walker Little and Cam Robinson? The answer to that question is an overwhelming no. Walker Little played some good football, only 5 snaps for Cam Robinson. Don't wish any ill will on anyone, certainly not him. He's in the concussion protocol. We'll have an update tomorrow. I kind of am under the impression that we're going to get nothing tomorrow from Doug Peterson because it's impossible to diagnose a concussion. It's guesswork. They're all different. We're not talking about a soft tissue injury here. We're not talking about rolling an ankle or, I guess it is soft tissue. If you look at the injury last night that Mike Evans had on a touchdown pass that he did drop, but he went in with a bad hammy. Now they're saying he's going to be out until after their bye. That'll be after week number 11. Forget about week number 11. Let's focus on week 8. Jaguars, Packers. And the Jaguars now, outside of Cam Robinson, they're getting healthy. And they're entering a stretch now where, let's face it, the excuses are gone. Doug Peterson telling us we got to clean things up, that's gone. We've got to get together. We've got to get better. It's on me. It's on the coaches. It's on the players. That's gone. You got some big-time football ahead of you now. And I think that I've never once in my life have said, I'm going to speak for the fine people of Jacksonville. I would never put myself in that position. I'm always going to provide for you my opinion, but you may disagree, and that is fine. I do believe this, however. You don't want to wrap up this season half pregnant. Or you don't want to wrap up this season pregnant and not know who the daddy is, right? One of 2 things have to happen here. This snowball starts building as you roll it downhill. And it's happened in the Doug Peterson regime. Or number 2, it just explodes on you. And you take a bulldozer and run it right over before the start of the 2025 season, right? The last thing you want is a 7-10 with a couple of key injuries where you have already, put into concrete Trent Baalke made excuses, right? Am I wrong here? I mean, tell me, please. I base it off of so much, including social media, what you tell me on any given afternoon, on any given evening. That's the last thing you want. As a matter of fact, yesterday I was really quite surprised. I came in here really ecstatic, really happy. And I found out a couple of things on Monday. Number 1, and again, I was on 4 to 6 yesterday. We're going to be back to our regularly scheduled program. 4 to 6 is fun, but let me be flat out honest with you. This is our time slot, 6 to 8. This is my time slot. This is where I feel like this is my coming. Right here, 6 to 8, and it's going to be this way tonight, tomorrow night, Thursday night, Fridays during high school football season. I'm on 4 to 6 on the AM 1010. But that'll be around for a few more weeks, and then we'll get back to our 5 nights of 6 to 8. I just love the audience. I feel like there's a relationship that's been going on for quite some time in the evening. And to me, it's where I feel the best. Anyway, enough of that. That's self-serving. But I have been gone, and some people have been asking me, whoa, what the hell's going on? Where are you at? What's that? And I'm like, I'm on 4 to 6. All right, I'm now back 6 to 8. Hacker will be on after me from 8 until 10 o'clock. I noticed a couple of things yesterday. Number one, there is a large group of you out there that doesn't like it when I'm in a good mood. You just don't. You don't want me saying anything favorably about the Jacksonville Jaguars. If I got one of them yesterday, I got 100 of them yesterday saying, Blue, it was only the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots are the worst team in the NFL. When it's all said and done, Duval's going to Duval, and they're going to get clobbered here against these NFC teams. The number 2 part of all of this was what I just described to you kind of about a minute or so ago. That is, no, I don't want you to win a few games so Trent Baalke hangs on to his job. So, am I wrong by saying it's one or the other? Can this well-oiled machine continue and knock off Philly after Green Bay, and knock off Minnesota, and knock off Detroit, and knock off Houston, and get through this brutal part of the schedule, win some key football games, and put yourself back into the playoff hunt? Do you believe that? How doable is it? Well, I've got some reasons why I think that that could work, which I'm going to get into here momentarily. Or have you already given up? It felt like you gave up a week ago, right? As I took your temperature, and it felt like at 1-5, you were done. Then you got to win against New England, and what is it? ESPN Football Power Index tells us that right now, at this exact moment, the Jaguars have a 3.6% chance of making the playoffs. 3.6. Folks, it's week 8. I mean, that's freaking scary. But Doug Peterson has gotten these guys to go on a roll before. Is he going to be able to do the same thing here now in 2024 against the most difficult part of this schedule? Case in point, Green Bay comes to the town Sunday at 1 o'clock. The Packers are 5-2 on the year. They're a 4.5 to 5 point favorite against the hometown Jaguars. The next 4 teams that Jacksonville does face are all in the NFC. Okay? You have Green Bay with a record of 5-2. You go to Philadelphia. That game has been flexed out from a night game to now a 4:05 game. That's good news. That's 4 less hours of liquored up Philadelphia fans. That's good in every sense of the word for a road team like Jacksonville. Still, the Eagles, and they got some problems. Okay? Doug Peterson's a likable coach. Nick Sirianni's a very unlikable human being. He just is. I mean, no matter which way you break down Nick Sirianni, he comes out looking like a jackass. The week after that, it's Minnesota, 5-1. Detroit, who just beat Minnesota, giving them their first, defeat of the season, 5-1. Let's add it up. 5-2, 4-2, 5-1, 5-1. I got 19-6. Wow. I'm not even throwing Houston in there. I'm talking about your next 4 opponents, your next 4 NFC teams that you have got to take on. These are playoff teams, not playoff caliber teams. These are playoff teams. Really, the only surprise here is Minnesota with Sam Darnold. Everything else is for the most part expected, right? I actually have Detroit going to the Super Bowl this year for the first time in their franchise's history. Detroit going to the Super Bowl. So that's where we are. And that is what we're going to get into here over the next couple of hours, myself along with J.J. LaSelva. For starters, today was a good off day for Jacksonville. All right, Foye Oluokun, the 21-day window has opened. The way that it is described in the NFL, when you are put on injured reserve with designation to return, the next transaction is you come back, you're allowed to practice, you're allowed to be a part of things, or you're allowed to work out on the side and be a part of things without there being a roster cut. And there was one today with Trey Flowers. And then the second part of all of this is you have 21 days to be officially activated by the Jaguars. It was about 10 days or so, maybe a few more with Tyson Campbell, but it was the second week. And that's typically, with not a large sample size, that is typically the way things work in the NFL. It's usually the second game, not the first game. So if you look at what has happened here today with Foye Oluokun and what has happened today with Dewey, Andrew Wingard, a different set of rules because, of course, he was placed on the injured reserve back during preseason when he hurt his knee, which was really disappointing at the time. It was like the third or fourth live play when they were going live tackling drills against Tampa, and he went down, he went out, and he was never really able to recover. I think it was against Tampa. It might have been just another tackling drill. I honestly don't remember because everything in training camp does become a mirage, even though it is so pleasant nowadays out there at the Miller Electric Center. So you have two guys who will rejoin the ball club. I would be surprised if it's this weekend against Green Bay. I think the best case scenario for Foye Oluokun is next week at Philadelphia. It still may be a third week away for Dewey. I mean, you could realistically look at Minnesota as to when he does return, possibly at Philly. I don't know. We'll have to track that. But, they're starting to get good news. You got it, obviously, with Tyson Campbell, and look what happened to the defense. Tyson Campbell, I'd like to say they brought him along slowly. I think he had 40-some-odd snaps. Let's see. Tyson Campbell, 46 defensive snaps. Savage and Cisco played the entire 60 defensive snaps. But look how things changed in 1 week. You had Campbell shut down one side. They started Ronald Darby. They went after him early, did Drake May. They brought in Buster Brown. Then they kind of went back and forth. And both got a healthy amount of snaps. And you moved Jarian Jones to the slot, and you took Darnell Savage and put him at safety. So you totally rearranged what you did with your secondary. Also on the defensive line, they made some changes. It was the most burn this year that Eric Armstead had, 20 snaps as an interior defensive lineman. There are folks in this city who have been screaming about that all year long. To me, it's the most aggravating thing I've seen that the Jaguars have done defensively since the first day I walked out to an OTA and saw that Trayvon Walker was working with outside linebacker coach Bill Shuey. I remember looking at that, and immediately my blood pressure just exploded. I was like, you're not going to draft this kid number one and tell us he's going to be an outside linebacker, right? You're going to put him on the line, right? Right? No, they didn't. And I blew my mind then, and it still blows my mind to this day. Well, it's the same thing about Eric Armstead, who's basically been on a milk carton. His best effort was this last weekend. Playing so many reps outside, and you're taking Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen out of the game way too soon. I mean, I get the philosophy. You want to keep them fresh in the fourth quarter. Well, you don't need to keep them fresh in the fourth quarter when you're 1-5. You need to play your best players. Now, they should have beaten Miami. They should have beaten Cleveland. They should have beaten Houston. Right? So instead of being 2-5, they could very easily be 5-2, right? But they're not. And that's what gets us back to these next games. They're going to be an underdog in all four of them. It's going to be a touchdown or less. It's going to be one possession or less. What can Jacksonville do to keep this burning? We're going to talk about it here over the next couple of hours. So Eric Armstead moves inside. Mason Smith, for the second time this year, is a healthy scratch. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Now, some of the reasoning for this is he's not a great run support interior defensive lineman, and that the Ledbetters and the Lacey's and players like that are going to give you a little bit more against what was a run-first football team in the New England Patriots with a rookie quarterback making his second only start. Of course, Jacksonville in that game made New England one-dimensional, even though they were up 10-0, because they exploded in the second quarter. And they forced the young quarterback to pass the football, which is still the Jaguars' biggest problem right now on that side of the field. I want to talk a lot of defense tonight. This defense is terrible against the pass. Tyson Campbell, in those 32 pass snaps, he was only targeted once. And it was an incomplete pass. I mean, Tyson Campbell shut down half the field. Now, does that mean he's going to do the same thing here against Love? And then next week against Hurts, and then against Arnold or Darnold, and then against Goff? No. Those are better pass offenses. They're going to do what is best for them. This is not going to be the norm week in, week out, where, all of a sudden Tyson Campbell gets a reputation of Deion Sanders where teams don't even throw to that side of the football field. I would love if that happened. I would love if he was that good that happened. But I don't think you can base everything off of just one game. And again, especially with a guy under center who was only making his second ever career start. On the other side, we were actually, don't let me say it, JJ. Don't let me say it. You and I had a conversation about it. We were actually right. God, I hate when talk show hosts brag that they're right. Talk show hosts who say that they're always right were never wases as compared to a has-been. At least I can put on my has-been hat. There's nothing worse than the talk show host who said, well, I told you that was going to happen. I told you they should have done that. I said it all last week. Play Darnell Savage at safety, damn it. What did the organization do? Play Darnell Savage at safety. God, I hate it. I hate myself right now. I do. But let's feed off that. What do you do next? What do you do when Foyer comes back? Are you still going to pedal out Devin Lloyd and put him in coverage? Are you still going to allow Josh Hines-Allen to be one-on-one and drop in coverage when he should be rushing the quarterback or setting the edge? They still make plenty of in-game decisions that are wrong. Those are two enormous ones. Repeat after me. Josh Hines-Allen. JJ, join the conversation, please. Repeat after me. Josh Hines-Allen.
Josh Hines-Allen.
Devin Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd.
Could not cover me if I ran a sharp, crisp, disciplined route.
Could not cover me if I ran a sharp, crisp, disciplined route.
They should never cover again. Never again. Devin Lloyd is good against the run, and we still have not seen him get after the quarterback. He got an opportunity, finally, on Sunday. And what did he do? He sacked Drake May. Why not more of that? No more Lloyd in coverage. No more Hines-Allen in coverage. Ventrell Miller playing some really good football. Let's come back and talk about what the Jaguars are going to do on the defensive side as we get rolling here. I do want to tell you that tonight's show is brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. Outstanding group. Really love those folks. Unfortunately, a lot of you are being taken advantage of financially when it comes to cataract surgery. Why? Because your eye doctor is going to tell you things that you don't know anything about, and that's understood. But when they get to the point, you need cataract surgery, you're going to respond by saying, well, what's going to happen to me? And then they're going to stop right there. They're going to look at you and say, I'm sorry, but I have another patient. I want you to walk down the hall, take a left, and talk to our surgery counselor who's going to answer all of your questions. Imagine having someone explain to you how your eye surgery is going to go, and they're not even the individual who is performing it. That's what they do. Not at Shmunez Vision. You'll hear from Dr. Neil Shmunez. You'll hear from Dr. Catherine Shmunez. 8.5 years ago, I went in for a normal eye examination. Dr. Neil Shmunez says, brother, you need to have this removed out of your right eye first thing tomorrow morning. And he did it. He performed it. No setbacks. My eyes are perfect. Okay? I want you to be able to trust your eye doctor. And there's no one better than out at the beach and the good folks at Shmunez Vision. Check them out online. Shmunez Vision. You can also get all of the testimonials from folks who use them and love them. Just go to Shmunez Vision on Instagram as well. It's great to be back. 6 o'clock. Right now, we got it at 6:22, a Tuesday night in Duval. He is JJ LaSelva. I am the truth teller, Rick Ballou.
Get ready to roar into the weekend. Get everything you need to know for your weekend on Pre-Game Friday.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
Brought to you by MyBookie and Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
Bet live with Hard Rock Bet. Real-time wagering till the very last play. Missing the kickoff doesn't mean all bets are off.
Delay a game on the guy who hasn't bet yet.
Sometimes you just know your team is going to come back. The Sportsbook for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The Teal and Black needed to get points on the board early while across the pond, and the Young Guns made sure that they delivered in a big spot. Thanks to an 8-play sequence capped off by a Brian Thomas Jr. touchdown, Jacksonville would make the score 10-7 with 9:21 left in the first half. The 68-yard drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey, John, I think everyone in Jacksonville is ready to elevate their ride.
Absolutely. At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, we have stunning 2024 Escalades and Lyrics in stock right now.
And the great news is you can get a $4,000 Escalade loyalty rebate.
Don't wait for the 2025 models to come in.
Luxury is just a visit away. Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Not available with some other offers. Must take retail delivery by 10/31/24 plus tax tag title $8.99 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. Here in North Florida, you know that when temperatures go up and your AC goes out, you need help now. Like right now. Like lickety-split. So why not call Lickety Split and get same-day emergency service for your AC? Now, I bet you've seen their trucks all over town because they've got dozens of certified technicians ready to repair not only your AC, but your home's plumbing and electrical too. So when you want it done right and you need it done right now, call Lickety Split AC Plumbing and Electric.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida, and don't let the state decide your fate.
Jacksonville, are you ready? The college basketball season is tipping off with an epic in-state showdown. The Florida Gators and South Florida Bulls go head-to-head in the Jacksonville Sports Foundation Invitational. Be there Monday, November 4th at Veterans Memorial Arena and witness this in-state rivalry live. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. It's Florida versus South Florida to start the college basketball season on November 4th in Jacksonville. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Every weekend is a Stone Cold Sports Weekend. Hey, Dan Hicken here. Watch for The Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll help you put together your sports weekend. Weekend with Dan brought to you by Stone Core. We do the outdoors better.
A no-risk, all-rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with your Awaken 180 results in the first week, get 100% of your money back. No risk, but every reward. With the solution for weight loss, Awaken180weightloss.com.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barr here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barr Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit barrorthopedics.com.
Introducing Gatorade Water. Alkaline and electrolyte infused for great taste. Gatorade Water, always in motion.
Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. For the athletes who give everything, nothing beats Gatorade, the studied, tested, and proven fuel of the world's greatest athletes. Gatorade Water, proudly supporting high school sports on the First Coast.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty on most repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
Hey, gang, Prosser here to save you some cash. Maximize your home sale now with the market experts who deliver more money in less time, and those experts are Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. You don't have to worry. The worries are relieved with Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts we are trusting and recommending with the sale of your home. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Mortgage rates are down. It's time to create your market. Marvin in Cobblestone writes, my siblings and I moved our parents to Maryland so they can get some extra help as they get older. Next, we had to sell the home to get them some financial help for their extra care. We hired Chad and Sandy, and they delivered big. Chad and Sandy's team got our home sold in 7 days, above asking price. You can too. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I need to see a hairband. I'm missing that kind of mood. I mean, October, right? We're, 10 days from Halloween? Any hairbands coming, JJ, that you know of?
I don't even know any that are still out there.
Yeah, the drugs got to them. But it's just amazing. In the 80s, I, couldn't stand hairbands. Now I freaking love them, man. When I hear tunes like that, was that Great White?
That was Great White. That was Desert Moon.
We've talked about this before because Dennis DeYoung, formerly of Styx, sang on Desert Moon, which was like an MTV hit, probably his biggest solo hit. I had Dennis DeYoung on the program a couple of years ago. Yeah. So anyway, we saw Warrant recently. I guess you would consider them
oh, absolutely
a hair band.
I'm going through local events. It doesn't look like it. Unfortunately, the Bee Gees has gotten canceled. That was for this Friday night.
Well, they're all dead.
Well, then that explains it.
Except for, yeah. I mean, I think all the Bee Gees are no longer with us, right? And that includes Andy Gibb, who was, kind of solo, the bad boy of the Bee Gees.
There's a bad boy of the Bee Gees.
Andy Gibb, man. He kind of went sideways on him.
Okay.
It's more the 70s as opposed to the 80s hair bands.
So Jelly Roll's coming. I know you probably won't be at that one.
That's not a
November
80s hair
23rd.
band.
No. We're really looking rough on 80s hair bands locally.
All right. I mean, even an 80s cover hand band would be good.
Yeah, anything.
What's the name of the local band that puts on the wigs?
I don't know.
Oh, they're all over the place. They've been around here for forever. I've seen them a million times. I just can't think of their name. I'm a big fan of local bands. I like Julia Gulia. They're a good local band when I get an op. And, of course, the Dad Bods, led by our friend Tom McManus. He'll play some classic rock for you. Hey, we got no World Series. We got to wait till Friday. But we got the return of the NBA
I was just about
tonight.
to say, TNT's last hurrah, their last go, as the TNT, or excuse me, as like the NBA, home
sad.
of NBA, I guess. And so
it's sad.
We
the
don't
one
know
pre
what's
and
gonna
post show
happen.
I still watch and enjoy.
Exactly, because it's more of like a lifestyle show. It's just like four guys shooting the you know what. But yeah, I'm gonna miss it. Tonight we got the reigning NBA champion Boston Celtics tipping off at 7:30 against the Knicks, who are like, the Knicks, basically, if you don't follow the NBA, you wouldn't know this, but the Knicks also won the NBA Finals last year, according to like all the national writers and reporters and everything. They're getting so much love this offseason. So I would love to see Boston get pounding them today. And then 10 o'clock, of course, the Lakers have to be on opening night, and they are playing the Timberwolves. So that should be a good game. Lakers not supposed to do too much this season, but it's still LeBron and AD, and you got to watch.
The Celtics are all I got. I was talking about this with my brother when I was visiting Tampa last weekend. I mean, the Bruins, it's not going to happen.
Are they not good?
They're good. They're always good. But they're always a playoff exit team. And the last 2 years, it has been to the Florida Panthers, including 2 years ago when they won the President's Cup for the best record in the history of the NHL, had a 3-1 lead, and then lost games 5, 6, and 7.
And the Panthers are rolling again.
Oh, absolutely.
The Red Sox
they were better than they were supposed to be this year.
Yes.
But still nowhere near. And for him, he's a Patriots fan.
Yikes.
And he's like, the Patriots. So I'm like, well, I'm in Jacksonville. It's not much better there. And then, of course, he and I are both Florida State graduates. So it's rough. You got to hold on to the Boston side.
I'll say this for Boston people and for Pats fans specifically. I thought Drake May looked pretty damn decent.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be. I know that Mac Jones looked pretty decent in his first year with the Pats, and things obviously didn't work out there. But I liked him I liked May as a prospect way more than Jones coming out. So I think he could be decent. I don't think May will be there to see it. I think he's got like 2 years max there. He seems like a terrible head coach.
New England has to be able to run the football in order to make things better for Drake May, and Jacksonville completely took that away. Even up 10-0, they were able to take away the rushing attack of the New England Patriots. The Boogie Freaks, many on the text line are telling us it is the Boogie Freaks.
Oh, the Wig Band.
Yep. I'm also being told that Steel Panther is coming into Orlando.
Not familiar.
In December. If I'm just noticeably gone one day in December,
you know why.
You know why. All right, Steel Panther,
they're a
baby.
Comedic glam band, so they're like, it's ironic.
Then I'm getting a lot of paper cut. Don't know anything about paper cut, but I see 3 here on the text line, so I may have to do a little bit of investigative report.
Paper cut with 2 T's?
I got 2 with 2 T's. I got 1 with 1 T.
Yeah.
So, we don't know the answer to that question. What is next for the Jaguars defensively? I don't think you can take Ventrell Miller off the field. And when I say that, look what happened on Sunday. He got taken off the field quite a bit. All right, they had 60 defensive snaps. We already talked about Cisco and Savage played all 60 at the safety position for Jacksonville. Devin Lloyd played 58 out of the 60. That's a problem, okay? Devin Lloyd is a good football player against the run. The problem with Devin Lloyd is when he doesn't trust his instincts, right? He'll never be a green dot, and he's had the green dot. He's had it since Foyer's been out. But he reminds me of Miles Jack in that area. Remember how Miles Jack, his play really regressed when he was given more responsibility? Well, Miles Jack did perform well here at years during, when he was next to Talvin, when he was next to Puz, no matter what it was. But when you put too much on him, it just didn't work. I feel the same way about Devin Lloyd, although there feels like there have been more issues for Devin Lloyd early in his career than there was for Miles Jack. Devin Lloyd, when everyone's going left, there are times that he goes right. We were told that his days in coverage are gone, that he's no longer going to do that this defensive staff understands it is his Achilles heel. So you ask him to do 2 things. Play solid against the run as your Mike linebacker. And are we going to see it? Are we going to see it? Blitz him. Send him. He did. He finally got a sack. But he played 58 out of the 60 snaps. That's too much. Ventrell Miller, 35 snaps. All right, Chad Muma, 23 snaps. Yasir Abdullah, and they moved him around a little bit, obviously on the edge, even at the line of scrimmage, was credited with 18 defensive snaps at linebacker. All of a sudden, there's a little bit of depth there at linebacker. I believe that. But what are you going to do? And I would hate to say that this – I would love to say that this is a pleasant problem, but I can't pleasant problem anyone when you are 2-5 as a football team. But what are they going to do when Foye returns? He's out there every down, running downs and passing downs. He is your best linebacker. To me, Ventrell Miller has been the most positive surprise of this football team all year long because I expected this out of Tank. Okay? I thought Tank would emerge during his second season. I always felt that Ventrell Miller was a great football player at Florida. The problem with him was obviously being able to stay healthy. What is this team going to do? They rotate more than anyone. So it seems pretty simple, right? Take Lloyd out in pass situations. Keep Ventrell Miller in with Foye in pass situations. The problem is it's their full-time job. And it doesn't work that way. The offense is able to adjust in game. They know who's in, particularly who the Mike linebacker is. And if you're taking out Devin Lloyd and you bring in Ventrell Miller, they are going to know that it is a better coverage linebacker who's in. Even though I get Florida fans all the time who will tell me whenever I raise this, Ballou, Miller did not cover well at UF. Guys get better. It's a different scheme. I watched Ventrell Miller make play after play in his career at the University of Florida. The biggest problem this year for Jacksonville defensively has been center field, right over the linebackers, right before the safeties. There have been mammoth gaps, and they've got hit by tight ends, backs, crossing patterns, slot wide receivers. You go ahead and pick whoever it is that you want. I would love to, we remember the first game of the year, those crossing patterns hit big on the sideline. One went for, an 80-yard touchdown for Tyreek Hill. The other massive crossing pattern that was completed to Jaden Waddle. Okay, so there's been examples of others that have hit, but that's going to happen. That's like giving up a home run as a closer. That's like giving up a big goal as a goaltender. You're going to get beat every once in a while down the sideline by great offensive teams with fantastic skill position guys. I think scheme is so important when it comes to covering the middle part of the field. And Jacksonville continues to be one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL, and they don't get any takeaways. That's a bad comment. Andre Sisco should have had a pick again on Sunday. I guess he cleared the air. He spoke with everyone, and they played hard. That was good to know. This team could have gone in the tank. They were down 10-0. They could have mailed it in. And they fought. So they went through adversity, and I get it. It's the worst team in the NFL. You people keep telling me that. That's why I'm setting things up here for these next 4 games. But they still dealt with adversity, being down 10-0 in a time of possession of what? 11.5 to 3.5, favoring New England. You climbed yourself out of that ditch. So there's a lot to be proud of there. It's still an NFL team. But I'm worried about center field. I'm worried about the mid part of the field. And to me, Ventrell Miller, I'm not sitting here to tell you that Ventrell Miller to me is obviously a better run player than he is a coverage linebacker. But he's made some nice plays this year in coverage. Notice that ever since he was, forced to come on in and play. I don't know what you're going to do. How you're going to keep this man out of the lineup. I almost feel right now, like if I had my way, I would have Foye and Ventrell Miller as my linebackers. And now my third rush end is Devin Lloyd. I mean, why not? See what he can do. Or disguise it as a, disguise it still as a 4-3 defense. And, that's problematic, I guess, because you're taking your nickel out. I don't know how you do it. Maybe you move Walker inside. Have Walker inside with Armstead, Hines out, and put Devin Lloyd right on the line of scrimmage and say, go after the... Why not? I mean, at least there you have a chance. You don't have a chance if you ask him to drop back and cover. He can't cover. So what, this could be fascinating to see how this linebacker rotation works. We'll get that as early as this week. No, actually, we won't get it as early as this weekend against Green Bay because I do not think Foye Oluokun will be cleared by game time on Sunday. Could be wrong. And hopefully we'll know a little bit more tomorrow. Let me hear from Doug Peterson, but I would be surprised if that's the case. I got to look at, Philadelphia as to when I would expect him to return. All right, Thermal Engineers, they help bring you the program right here on this Tuesday night. Great group of individuals over there. They're doing so well, they need help. There's no other way to say it. They're expanding. All right, they've got so much on the docket as a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for more than 20 years. If you're in the heating and air conditioning business and you're not happy with the progress that you have made with your current company, well, I've got that problem solved for you. It's called Thermal Engineers, qualified technicians and installers, top pay, 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus. Just go to Thermal Engineers, Inc. It's an equal opportunity employer. Again, they're expanding. Are you getting 40 hours a week? Do you want 40 hours a week? What about overtime? Do you want to work weekends? Okay. This is what you will get at Thermal Engineers. It's also commercial only. If you're not a big fan of residential work, they only work on other businesses. That's a key component that I want you to understand as well. For all of the information, just go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., and they help bring us the show right here on a Tuesday night. Hey, Thursday night, we're on the road. We are on the road. Miller Lite. Oh, my goodness. We're going to be at Beach Bowl. And let me find this material for you. This is so exciting. I love giving out good news. I'm such a fan of it. We're going to work so hard. We are. We're going to lower taxes. I can't lower taxes by Thursday. But what I can do for you is lower the price of Miller Lite. We're going to have $3 drafts at Beach Bowl. How about that, JJ? $3 drafts at Beach Bowl.
That's
Are you kidding me?
impossible to find in 2024 anyway.
My goodness, they're such good people. They really are. I'm working with Shane now. Shane Malarkey, who is the son of Mike Malarkey. They continue to do very well over there. But let's see, Beach Bowl. We'll be out there.
It's like brand spanking new now.
I know. Oh, it
looks awesome.
We're going to turn Beach Bowl into a dance floor. All I need is what I'm trying to get out there is a hairband cover band.
Paper cut.
Right. If I can get them out there.
Steel Panther.
But we got $3 Miller Lite pints. Did I mention that I have tickets to give away for Jaguars Packers?
Nice.
That is coming up Thursday night, Beach Bowl. We will see you out on the road. That's coming up on Thursday, 6 to 8. Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Anderson was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, customtreesurgeons.com. That's customtreesurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. Our listeners have been killing it in a year full of surprises. MyBookie is the one book that's got your back. No fluff, no second guessing, just straight up action. Does your other sports book pay out when you push on a bet? MyBookie pays you back. And if you're new to the game and not sure where to start, we've got you covered. Step up, use our promo code 1010XL, and that'll double your bankroll with 100% deposit bonus right from the jump. Here's a pro tip to get you rolling. The NFL teams with powerhouse offensive lines are dominating the run game this year, and betting game total unders has been printing money. Stack that with MyBookie's risk-free Thursdays, so why wait? There's a new risk-free odds boost every Thursday. To find the bet, click on the Bet Boost tab and scroll down. If it hits, you win. If it doesn't, MyBookie refunds your money. Sign up now, get your double deposit bonus with promo code 1010XL, the best sign-up bonus for Florida bettors. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
In its final year, we encourage you to help create great futures for young people when you run or walk at Mackenzie's Run, Saturday, November 23rd. Join Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for a 5K and 1 mile fun run through the beautiful stadium course at TPC Sawgrass. Enjoy food, live music, face painting, family fun, and more at our Runners Village. Register at mackenziesrun.org. Mackenzie's 5K and Fun Run, November 23rd. mackenziesrun.org.
The Money Pages brings you this week's Red Zone featured player of the week, number 13, Jaguars wide receiver Christian Kirk. Kirk played college ball at Texas A&M and was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals in the second round in 2018. Make sure to pick up this week's Jags game program with a commemorative ticket of Christian Kirk inside. Download the Money Pages app for weekly specials. Money Pages, official sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, David, tell us a little bit about Royal Pest Services.
Well, Chris, I was raised in a middle-class family, and bugs have legs. And these bugs...
Whoa. David, just tell us about Royal Pest Services.
Just go to royalpestservices.com.
This right here is as good as it gets. This is life getting lived without obligations or complications. This is filling your cup and savoring the moment. This is the gift of presence, served to you in a place where there's room for everyone and enough to go around. And the best part, it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Thermal Engineers is hiring. Thermal Engineers is a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for over 20 years. Qualified technicians and installers. How does top pay, 401k, and full benefits sound? And a signing bonus. Is it time for a positive change in your career? Join the family-oriented commercial HVAC contractor at Thermal Engineers. Call 230-1172 or go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., an equal opportunity employer.
This is Dr. Michael Iorio, internal medicine physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Former number 1 overall pick Trayvon Walker has finally ramped up his production this season, something the Jaguars have been wanting to see for a while. Walker had 3 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for loss in Sunday's victory over the Patriots. The defensive line as a whole is starting to come into form the more production they see out of Walker. Doug Peterson loves the impact his improvement has made on the D-line as a whole.
He definitely improves each week. He's learning different moves, pass rush moves. So you're seeing the power, you're seeing the length. For the whole D-line, now we've got to just finish better, just strain a little bit better, and we get a few more sacks, right? So, but Trayvon's in a good place. He works at it during the week, and it shows up on game day.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Yeah, this is a band I like to see. They're coming into town. I think is it Monday? Actually, this is the first band I ever saw live. You know that? The Fix. It was the Fix, then it was the Flock of Seagulls, and then it was the Police during the Synchronicity Tour.
So October 30th, so next Wednesday at the Florida Theater?
Well, with the Patriots playing Foxborough. Don't remember much. That was one of those deals where I probably had 4 beers and I don't remember it because I think I was like 14. And, yeah, they've kind of flip the switch and come back, probably making more money now than they made then. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, it was 40 years ago, crying out loud, or whatever it was. But anyway, yeah, they're coming into town. I've always liked their sound, so we'll see. This is the 3800 says, Rick, please. Did Trevor not look like a new leader on Sunday? Am I the only one who saw that? No, you're not. I think the leadership of Trevor Lawrence has grown game to game, year to year. I mean, just little things like him throwing the tablet and going at it with Gabe Davis a few weeks ago. Trevor wouldn't have done that when he was a rookie. Wouldn't have done that in year 2. I don't question Trevor Lawrence as a leader. I reported this all camp long. When he was out at the Miller Electric Center, for those of you who went and watched them practice, this guy doesn't take plays off. And even when it's not his rep, okay, Beathard was still here. And obviously Mac Jones was here. When the second and third team, whether it's individual drills or whether it was team-related drills, he is always working on his craft, whether he's talking with Mike McCoy, whether he's talking to a wide receiver, whether he's doing things on his own. The man is working. But let's cut all that out. Just highlighted the next 4. And whether or not you believe in this team or once again, they're going to be half pregnant. It's one of 2. Trevor Lawrence has to make plays. Trevor Lawrence has to be outstanding. He was efficient, and he managed a great football game against the New England Patriots, a great football game in which they dominated it by running, and I love it. If you can take a game like that where they ran the football, let's see here, 39 rushing attempts, 20 pass attempts. They nearly doubled the rush compared to the pass. You'll take that any night. You know you're going to win. That's not going to be the case coming up here against Green Bay, Philly, Minnesota, and Detroit. You're going to probably be in come-from-behind mode. Okay, they were in come-from-behind mode, down 10-0. If you can get a 39-20 ratio on any given Sunday, you know you're going to win. There's going to be more games where that's going to flip. And Trevor's going to have to win the game by throwing the football. The offensive line has gotten better. But this is what I always say, and I believe it. Great players have to make great plays. And does this football team have any elite players? Brian Thomas Jr. is headed towards that category. Let's pull up his numbers here real quick before the break. 45 targets in 7 games. Let's do the math. That's 6+. 6.5 a game. Not enough for me. He's your big play offense. Not enough. I want more. I want 8 or 9 targets a game to Brian Thomas Jr. Tank Bigsby is coming off a fantastic afternoon. You can't rely on that week after week after week. If you are part of the group out there that wants Travis Etienne to sit out this weekend's game, you're numb. I mean, how stupid is that of you? Why would you want Travis Etienne to be out? It's okay to have two good running backs. It's allowed. Two backs who do different things. When this offense is fully ticking, the Travis Etienne pass catching part of it really helps out. Dearness Johnson's done a wonderful job. Okay, he's caught 7 balls for 57 yards. That's 8.1 per. He's getting a ton of snaps, 25 carries, 105 yards. That's 4.2 per. He's the best back when it comes to blitz pickup, when it comes to defending Trevor Lawrence. But you need less Dearness Johnson. You need Tank and you need Etienne. There shouldn't be fighting amongst you about RB1 and RB2. That's just ridiculous. Get what's best out of them on any Sunday. If Tank is the hot hand like he was against the then stay with Tank Bigsby. But there's going to be times where he's going to get shut down. You should be able to run against Green Bay. They give up 115 yards a game. Joe Mixon and Houston ran for 143 against them 2 days ago. This should be a big part of it again. Run the football. And you want to go in there with Tank and Etienne. I'm really disappointed that some of you have mailed it in for Etienne. It's amazing to me. If they're going to bounce back and get into it, Travis Etienne is still a big part of all of this. Let's get back into it. Our second hour, much more on the Jags. Got a little bit of college football I want to bring up as well. Hour number 2, along with JJ LaSelva. I am Rick Ballou.
Start Sunday morning with a balanced breakfast of football. Breakfast out of bed. Live from Tailgaters Parking on the Terminix Kickoff Show. 5 hours before kickoff of every game. Brought to you by Gatorade and Clearwater Irrigation on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
When it comes to towing products, your safety on the road is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Whether it's a heavy-duty tow hitch, trailer frame, wiring, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjax.com to explore a range of products and schedule your installation. Cannons of Jacksonville, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
If the Florida heat is getting you down and you're sweating up a storm, fire up a phone call to Florida Home AC and order an AC tune-up. It's the best way to beat the heat and keep your AC unit working at peak performance. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com for their tune-up special and make sure you're primed for the peak of that heat. Florida Home AC, the official AC provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and just a phone call away at 777-4300. Order that tune-up today.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. You hear about guarantees and warranties. What is Underwood's policy?
Frank, to talk about guarantees and warranties, you have to look at our history of over 70 years in business. Underwood's entire reason for existence is and has been to offer fine products that'll be used with such satisfaction that both the giver and the receiver will want to come our hardest to satisfy every customer. All of our people understand that. Now, I'm sure over the years we've made a few mistakes, but we've never failed to make good on any Underwood product that was returned with a legitimate customer complaint. Our entire reputation would mean nothing if we didn't conduct ourselves that way. Simply put, conducting our business with integrity is a lot more important to Underwoods and our customers than all the guarantees, warranties, and contrived legal obligations in the world. And you've got Underwood's word, my word, and all of our people's word on that.
Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Every day you wake up and go to work to make life better for your family. Until one day you get hurt doing your job, or you're the victim of a reckless driver. Suddenly, nothing's the same. You can't provide because you can't work. But I can. That's why I can't wait to get up every morning to try to make life better for you. Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family. Call us at 396-5555 or go to farahandfarah.com, Jacksonville.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, it's Mike Dempsey, and you know how I feel about Pella Windows and Doors. Great design, strongest warranties, and the highest quality product. I even chose Pella Windows for my own home. And whether you're a homeowner replacing windows or building a new home or a trade professional working with clients, I know the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway at Pella Windows and Doors.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hacker here, and guys, the countdown is over. I didn't just hit the 100-pound mark. I blew past it thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. 107 pounds gone just like that. More weight than a quarter keg of beer. Speaking of beer, here's where it gets fun. We're throwing a big celebration at Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach. Yeah, you heard that right. A weight loss party at Mr. Chubby's. The irony's juicier than their wings, but here's the thing. I can celebrate at Mr. Chubby's and still keep the pounds off. If you didn't know, yes, wings are still on the menu while losing weight with Awaken 180 weight loss. Join me in 1010XL on November 9th for the Florida and Texas game, and you could win a spot at my table. Food is included. There'll be ticket giveaways and more for the celebration. If I can shed a whole Mr. Chubby and still throw a party at one, what's holding you back? Call Awaken 180, 844-346-1800, or hit up awaken180weightloss.com, and let's get it done.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
An oldie but a goodie, the Phillips Highway Stroll.
Remember our old Tuesdays?
Cover up, ladies. Getting chilly out there.
Getting home at like 10:30.
Kind of miss it in a way.
Oh, not me. I hated it.
If I have my way, I'd do radio here from like 10 to midnight or something. When the real creatures come out. I don't know. I love 6, though. The 4 o'clock stuff was a lot of fun. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I'm glad to be back here. It's 6, and we'll be out here tomorrow night at 6, and then Thursday out at Beach Bowl, Miller Lite party, $3 Miller Lite drafts, and tickets, which you can register to win for the Packers game coming up on Sunday. So we'll do that, and then Friday during high school football, we're on the AM. That is 10:10 from 4 to 6. All right, let's spend a couple of minutes on this. Why don't we do it? I feel like I'm neglecting college football. I know it's been heavy Jags, and I'm going to get back to that in just one moment. You realize that already this year we've had 4 different number one teams, right? It began with Georgia. You had Texas. You had Bama. You went back to Texas. Now you go to Oregon. Oregon got 59 first-place votes. Georgia came in with 2. And it's a crazy top 10. I mean, look at it. The Big Ten has teams 1, 3, 4, and 1, 3, and 4. They have Oregon, Penn State, and Ohio State. The SEC has 2, 5, 7, and 8 in Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, and LSU. The Big 12 has 10 and 11, if we go 11 deep, with Iowa State and BYU, both undefeated. And then number 12 would be the Independent with Notre Dame. But how about the Atlantic Coast Conference? Okay, you have Miami at 6, and you have Clemson at number 9. So this thing is really clouded right now, which I love. Now, this is supposed to be an enormous week. Florida State, Miami. I mean, I was really thinking that this was going to be an incredible game, so much on the line. It's anything but. Miami's playing some very good football. Miami finds a way. They've won 3 straight games by 1 possession. They're a 21-plus point favorite against Florida State, and I can't remember the last time. I'm actually I don't even want to tell you what I'm considering doing on Saturday. But I mean, and it's a night game, so it'll be getting dark at the time. So I guess I'll force my way in front of the television set. But this is really disappointing. I mean, the whole thing was about Miami and its return. And a lot of people forecasted that this year, including Tim Brando. But you always thought it would be a competitive situation. Florida State, it's anything but. So Miami's going to crush them. I'm kind of looking at one of those 48-10 type of games. And it's going to be a collision course between Miami and Clemson, who don't face one another in the regular season, to win that game on a championship Saturday. And then who knows, depending on what happens, obviously the winner will represent the Atlantic Coast Conference. Will there be an at-large team as well coming out of the ACC? We'll see. All right, here's the very latest, according to CBS Sports. This is their 12-team projection. We do it weekly here. We spent a couple of minutes on it. I think it's important. It's changed mightily week after week after week. Number 1, as expected, is Oregon as the Big Ten champ. Georgia, the SEC champ, after a very impressive victory at Austin. I mean, that was powerful. You just flat out whooped them. And you did it, I thought, in every phase of the game, including in the offensive and defensive line of scrimmage. Number 3 is Clemson. So they have Clemson over Miami. Interesting. Number 4 is BYU. Again, right now, Iowa State, BYU at 10 and 11 in the Associated Press poll, both undefeated. Did we check on that? Do they face one another during the regular season? I think we had a conversation about this last week. I believe they do not.
Who?
Iowa State and BYU. I believe they don't face one another. I think you and I talked about this last week.
Yeah, they don't. So it would have to be in the title game.
So there's another one, ACC and Big 12, where you have teams who don't face one another during the regular season would get that opportunity only during that Saturday Conference Championship game. All right, the at-large bids. Number 5, Texas. Number 6, Ohio State. Number 7, Miami. Number 8, Penn State. Number 9, Notre Dame. Remember, Notre Dame doesn't play that extra game. It should hurt them. All the teams I mentioned have to play a conference championship game, or they're going to get in as an at-large without playing a conference championship game, which I think most think there'll be 1 or 2 perhaps coming from the SEC and the Big Ten. But the Notre Dame equation is real interesting in this. Indiana at 10, which is really the biggest surprise in college football. You see what they did in Nebraska?
56-7? And with the backup quarterback most of the game?
I mean,
I didn't see that one coming, honestly. I thought this is where the undefeated season ends. And wow, was I wrong.
Who did I read? It was Alabama. That's it. That right now, Indiana's 13 in the AP, and Bama's 15. Yet if you go to hoops, Bama's like 2, and Indiana's like 15. I mean, it's like
alternate universe.
Imagine digging someone up and explaining to them that Alabama's a top 5 basketball school and Indiana's a top 12 football school. How the times have changed, at least early on this year. All right, then it's A&M and Boise State. Obviously, Boise State becomes the 5th automatic entry into the college football playoff. They do not get a bye. All right, so the top 4 teams get a bye, right? And we mentioned that. That's Oregon. That's Georgia. That is Clemson.
Unless one of them's Notre Dame, which is the weirdest thing ever.
Right.
Like the team that's been getting that, basically the benefit of the doubt forever isn't allowed to get a bye week.
No, they are not. So the 4 teams who would win conference champions who would get a bye would be Oregon, Georgia, Clemson, and BYU. This is according to CBS Sports. First-round games. How do these sound for you? Okay. Number 5, Texas takes on number 12, Boise State. That's in Austin. Don't make a bad call there. They'll throw bottles at you. Number 6, Ohio State in Columbus, taking on number 11, Texas A&M. Number 7, Miami at Hard Rock. Number 10, Indiana. Can you imagine drawing Indiana in the first round? And then finally, how's this for an old school rivalry? Number 8, Penn State and Happy Valley hosting number 9, Notre Dame.
Juicy.
Absolutely, it's juicy.
Where would that game be? Happy Valley?
Yes, it would.
I mean, imagine if, Penn State's one of these teams that is perfect for the expanded playoff because they're going to be in it every single year, and they usually are like always on the outside looking in because they have Michigan or Ohio State over them. But imagine they finally get in and you get kicked out immediately in the first round of Notre Dame.
But I think a lot of people would project that because they're the third team from the Big Ten.
Absolutely. I don't care where they're ranked right now.
Yeah.
They're behind Ohio State, Oregon, and they might even be behind Indiana at the end of the year.
We do this weekly, and it changes, and it's amazing, and, we expect it to change. I mean, right now, I never would have had Texas A&M in there, never would have had Indiana in there. I'm not sure I would have had Notre Dame.
BYU.
In there. Yeah, BYU. So, you look at it, we get a chance to see Boise State. It's a late-night Friday night game. As a matter of fact, I got to check in with Brando. It's actually on CBS. All right, so that's not going to be Brando. I need to make touch with him tomorrow. Friday night, tomorrow, make that Thursday. You got Syracuse and undefeated Pitt, and then Friday night you got Boise State at UNLV.
And the World Series.
But if you look at these games that you thought would have some meat on the bone, Nebraska at Ohio State. What a joke. Florida State at Miami. What a joke. Oklahoma at Mississippi. A 20-point spread right now for Mississippi. What a joke. The number 1 team in America is taking on Illinois. Oregon, Illinois, and Eugene is still a 21.5-point favorite. Wow. Really interesting game. The biggest game this weekend, make no bones about it, it's in the Meadowlands. It's Notre Dame Navy. That is the
maybe
premier
LSU,
game.
Maybe LSU A&M.
Around here,
right,
sure.
Yeah.
Around here, sure. Because it feels like LSU, is back. But Penn State, I've always, Penn State going to Wisconsin. Penn State coming off a bye.
Wisconsin's coming off 3 huge wins, like beatdowns.
LSU at A&M is a very good game. I'm with you there. Texas, they're licking wounds. All of the Quinn Ewers rumors and everything else. Vanderbilt, did not play particularly well this past weekend, but still they're ranked in the top 25 for the first time in years.
Unfortunately for them, they're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. Texas will be ready.
Wonder how Alabama responds against Missouri. It's a sneaky weekend.
SMU Duke.
Yeah, we're going to come back here on Monday, and we're going to talk about some upsets. BYU, that Central Florida team, there have been times where I've watched them where they've looked incredible, and then there were times where they just looked awful, like particularly against the Gators. Yeah.
Yeah,
the Gators just beat them down.
Inexplicably lost that game last weekend. Where they had the lead late. Yeah, Iowa State, was almost knocked from the unbeatens by UCF. And Ja'Cory Brown is now the starting quarterback for UCF, the kid from Miami, played in the bowl game last year.
Auburn at Kentucky, and that's really it in the SEC. Arkansas at Mississippi State. Of course, both Florida and Georgia are off as they get ready for the world's largest outdoor cocktail party coming up next week. The ACC's been kind of entertaining this year. Louisville and BC, that's going to be an interesting game. That's Friday night. All right, Georgia Tech at Va-Tech, North Carolina at Virginia. Wake goes way out to Stanford. Oregon State goes way out to Cal. I guess that just looks weird, but it's an ACC game.
SMU Duke.
SMU at Duke. Manny Diaz has them at 6-1 on the year. SMU at 6-1.
Yeah, unfortunately, Russell Maryland's son, who plays tight end for SMU, he was like one of their best players. The kid's a freak. I think he's out for the year. They just announced that today. But yeah, SMU is like Miami's B team. They have like all the kids that weren't going to be starting there transferred with Lashley out there, and their offense is spectacular. I think they're going to destroy Duke this weekend.
Rick, what is wrong with Florida State? I don't have enough time. Here's the deal. I don't have the energy to answer that question, emotionally and physically. I do not know what to tell you outside of the fact that it is a horribly coached football team. And longtime listeners, I have been on this with him since day one. I have never been a fan of Mike Norvell. I have never been a fan of his in-game coaching. He has been a disaster. Okay? And the man won 19 straight games. But how many of those games did Florida State have to come from behind and find a way to win it when they should have put their opponent away? He's not a good coach. And he's not a good recruiter. And why he took Luke Kromenhoek out the other night, and again, I hate it when I'm right, but I yelled that Portier can't catch and Williamson can't catch, and that those fifth-year seniors are rubbish. He dropped a touchdown pass, and this kid's first pass, think of the emotion that would have been created on that coma-like sideline of Florida State if he caught the football. It was a perfect pass, and he dropped it. And then you take Kromenhoek out, and you go back to I don't know what he is doing. And, Florida State's going to put together the worst season they've ever had. Can't tell you how many people I know that have already sold their tickets, for this game coming up in Miami. I don't blame them. It's tough to spend great money for entertainment.
Yeah, this is going to be the most one-sided Miami-Florida State crowd in a long time.
Right. Oh.
Usually, I went to like 9 straight of these games. Mm-hmm. Every year in Florida State or Miami, it didn't matter. There's always a huge contingent of away fans. This one, I couldn't imagine being an FSU fan and wanting to go to that game.
Yeah, my brother's talking about going. He's got tickets. He's got a hotel. He and his wife, and I'm just kind of like, why?
The trip will be fun. Miami's great. Lauderdale's great, but the game.
It was once in my life I didn't watch a Florida State game, and I've never seen it. And I think that was 2009. the Tebow-led Gators against the Noles, and I want to say it was a 3:30 start. May have been a noon. I don't remember. But I remember playing golf.
Yeah, 3:30.
Out at Hammock Beach in Palm Coast. And I just said to myself, just don't even bother. Don't even do it to yourself. Right?
Smart man.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, it was 37-3 in the fourth quarter.
Right. If this game was when it was daylight, I would do the same thing. I'm actually considering maybe getting away for a few hours, going to the beach or something. I say that, but I mean, there really is a lot of intriguing football games. And I'm a college football junkie. And I respect it. I'm a Heisman Trophy voter, a long-time Heisman Trophy voter. There's nothing worse than people who don't put in the effort and then are asked for something in which, to me, that means you should be studying this game. You should be aware of everything that's happening on a college football Saturday. But, yeah, I'm looking for an excuse Saturday night. I don't know what to do. Someone
World
pull
Series.
a fire alarm.
World Series, I think, will be on Saturday.
Yeah. I just won't have it on volume.
Yeah. I told this story on the radio a couple years ago, but I have a good friend. He actually works for the Jags, but he's a big FSU fan. He used to be in the band at FSU. He came over a couple years ago when they absolutely pantsed us, and I had to keep it on the TV for him in my own house. It was torturous.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just because I didn't want to turn it off because I couldn't imagine someone doing that to me. But it was one of the worst. I'm thinking about inviting him over on Saturday night to get some payback.
Now, you're not talking about Max, are you?
I am talking about Max.
All right, now, let me see. Max played in the band, by the way. He was in the Marching Chiefs.
Exactly.
Let me say this. They could lose 48-0, and it's not going to hurt nearly as much as the wide rights, or it's not going to hurt nearly as much as being up 19-3 my freshman year in 1987, then losing 26-25, going for two. Dave Campo, the defensive back coach, Bubba McDowell knocks down the Danny McManus pass for Patrick Carter. Those really hurt. But long term, this is more of a problem. Because back then, Florida State could reload and try to knock off the beast that was Miami. When you look at what Florida State is doing right now, I have no idea how you're going to rebuild this. Florida can rebuild if they kick out Billy Napier. The Jaguars can rebuild if they say goodbye to Doug Peterson. Okay? And I'd put Trent Baalke in that, but Trent Baalke's going to out-survive all of us. He's still going to run this football team in 2025. Florida State is in a marriage right now. I hope you're right about the quarterback. But, show the kids some confidence, for crying out loud. They dropped those two balls. I don't know.
I was saying Lagway.
Oh.
When you were Florida can come back. I'm yeah, they already, if you're comparing Florida right now to Florida State as a program, even with the coach probably about to get fired, their young guys are so much better than y'all's.
Yeah, they are. No.
At every position.
Mike
it's
Norvell.
Crazy.
Who's the last? Mike Norvell's been there for 5 years.
Right.
Who's he developed?
Yeah, not a transfer portal guy.
Who's the best player who's developed at Florida State? Kalen DeLoach? That's the one that comes to mind to me. Late round selection. What was he, a 6th, 7th round pick by Tampa? Who else? Jerry and Jones, he's a transfer here in town. He hasn't developed anyone. How can you not develop anyone in this state? We're not talking about recruiting out in Ohio, out in Idaho, or in North Dakota or South. We're talking about Florida, and Georgia, and particularly South Georgia. There's talent everywhere. Who's the last guy he developed? He hasn't. He hasn't developed anyone. Jordan Travis is a transfer. He was at Louisville for a year. That's an awful mark on Mike Norvell. He got lucky with some transfer portal kids. Very, very lucky. Not any of them are really doing anything special in the NFL. Coleman's made a couple of receptions.
Verse.
Jones is doing okay. All right, Fisk and Verse early. Benson can't get healthy. Johnny Wilson's not involved in Philadelphia. You know, I mean, Jermaine Johnson, before he got injured, you know, injuries play a bad part into this. But I just hate it for I don't hate it for myself because I thought he was bad from day one with that stupid rule that he had about, oh, you can't wear earrings or hats on backwards or hoodies in the more athletics. And I'm like, who the hell are you? You need to get 4- and 5-star kids in. Today's kids need to be absolutely hugged and smooched and coddled. You can't play the role of, oh, I'm a militant. It was awful. Then he lies about what? Black Lives Matters or any of that thing with Marvin Wilson, whatever the hell it was.
Some COVID thing, I don't know.
I mean, it was just awful. Marvin Wilson live on Twitter is like, what's the coach talking about? The coach is lying. It was just such a mess. I mean, why would you lie about something like that? I forget what the issue was. It was a big-time issue.
He said he addressed the team. I don't remember what the thing was about, but he claimed he addressed all the players individually or something, and apparently he just sent one thing to all the players. I don't remember, but it quickly got thrown under the bus. But
it was a very controversial
at the time,
issue.
Absolutely.
It was either BLM or something with COVID.
And you remember how everybody was, you know, watching what they said back then, and like, you know, all the coaches were doing the politically correct thing, and so this was a huge story at the time. Everybody was walking on eggshells.
No, I've just never been a fan. I haven't. And, you know, he got sucked up by the snub. That hurt him. So, I mean, and believe me, my disagreement with him was long before he yelled at me before the Jared Verse situation. I mean, live on the radio during a radio interview, he told me straight out, you just don't know what we're trying to do around here. Okay? When I asked him repeatedly, why would you have such a bad rule when it comes to recruiting, when you're trying to rebuild a mess that Willie Taggart left you? Oh, you don't understand what we're trying to be. You're damn right I don't understand what you're trying. I still don't understand.
I think his direct quote was, you don't understand what it's all about.
Something like that. We used to have the clip.
Oh, I'd play it on, like, Sportston incessantly.
All right. Break time. Much more to do with you tonight till 8.
They may not make a lot of plays.
Good snap. Good hold.
But sometimes they make the most important play.
One of the best kickers in the league year in and year out.
Listen for the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game on 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Okay, listen up, team. They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. When customers call with leaky faucets, broken water heaters, toilet repairs, broken pipes, or any other challenge, we'll give them the solution fast. Now, who are we?
Roland Reese Plumbing!
I can't hear you.
Roland Reese Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like. Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
Are you a member of the Ran Out of Room Club? Maybe it's a boat, RV, or cars. Maybe it's office space. A luxury storage unit at the Shed is your solution. Opening soon in Atlanta Beach. AC and plumbing available and spots filling fast. Don't join the Ran Out of Time Club. Go to theshedjacks.com.
This is Jerry Holland, Duval County Supervisor of Elections. If you're like me, there never seems to be enough hours in the day. You seem to be on the go from sunup to sundown, which is why I vote early. Listen, this ballot is very long. I'm talking at least 2 pages, and that's why I need the flexibility of early voting. I can choose a location that works for me and my schedule. You can cast your ballot at any of our 24 early voting sites. Visit NorthFloridaBoats.com.
Ballou here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I've been playing and winning with Prize Picks, and you should too. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 5 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. For instance, you think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards next week? Or how about Travis Etienne? Maybe he'll rush for more than 75.5. Or how about Lamar Jackson getting more than 45.5 rushing yards? It's just that simple. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quickly as 15 minutes. Now, here's the best part. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That means your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play $5. It's all there at Prize Picks. Run your game.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
The Jaguars are back at Everbank Stadium to go head-to-head with the Green Bay Packers for our crucial catch game. Join us October 27th as we fight cancer through early detection, risk reduction, and awareness all game long. Lock in your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you there.
Our most popular meat combo is ready to grill this season. Pounds and pounds of marinated steak tips and chicken, fresh ground beef, and homemade sausage. Just ask for the sampler combo.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account. With the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, if you're joining us for the first time, good news for the Jaguars today. The window is open for both Dewey and Foye. The foot for Foye Oluwakan. That 21-day window will begin, and Dewey, who went out with the knee back during training camp as well. So there you go. The defense beginning to get healthy. The offense still a little nicked up, right? We'll find out about Travis Etienne, have a better report on him tomorrow from Doug Peterson, and then I wouldn't expect really anything out of Cam Robinson being in the concussion protocol. I don't know what else can be said with that. 40-42 Ballou. Tyson Campbell's about to get Trent fired. President about to get smoked in every game, and Connor's going to ask Trent, why did we pay this guy, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, St. Brown, yada, pick your butt. Well, we'll see. And this is why you paid him. You know? Sometimes great coverage, you're going to end up getting burnt. That is going to happen. Tyson Campbell, they only went to his side once in 32 pass snaps. The New England Patriots did this past Sunday. So, he did his job there. I get it. But we'll see what does take place. 0787, Rick and JJ. What is this doing? What is it going to take to get Bulky out of this town? I can't think of anything that is going to get him fired. I think he lives through it all. Right now, my guess would be it's 90% or better that Doug Peterson is fired. I would say it's 25% or better that Trent Baalke is fired. I just think he's got all of the answers to all of the questions. I mean, I talked to Pete Prisco about this last week. For Shad Khan, who says nothing about football-related issues, for him to come out and address the media the way that he did, stating that this is the best Jaguars team in its history, that had to have come from Trent Baalke. And Prisco's point, I think, is a great one. It puts the pressure on Doug Peterson, where you must win, and you must win now. And I've said all along, this is not Prisco. That part was Prisco. This part is mine. I have said all along that I don't believe that Peterson is Baalke's hire, okay? I think it's Shad's hire. Because if it was Peterson's hire, why did they go through the most absurd hiring process that we have ever seen? It took them 5 weeks. You brought Peterson right in and Jim Caldwell right in. And then you had this big lull with all these rumors coming from Arizona and Tampa and Leftwich this and Matt Eber. I mean, it really reflected horribly on the organization. It felt like they did not know what they were doing. And they settled on Peterson. I believe there's massive disagreements between those two. Mason Smith among them. A healthy scratch again on Sunday. I think Baalke survives it. I do. I mean, I would have fired him years ago. Absolutely, I would have. I mean, I don't know if there's a number. If they get torched here by these next four, I mean, their next four opponents are 19-6. Green Bay's 5-2, Philly's 4-2, Minnesota and Detroit are 5-1. I didn't get to Houston. That's impressive. I'm talking about these 4 NFC teams. If they get slaughtered by them and guys look like they're quitting, okay. Peterson's going to be shown the door. I just think the organization needs to start from scratch. You've got your quarterback. And again, you have to find the right coach who can work with this quarterback who's 25 years of age. And that's disappointing to me because I honestly thought that Doug Peterson was that guy. I thought he was be a calming effect on him. But we know what the problem with Doug is. It's the whole Press Taylor situation, which he needs and will be responsible for. That's his error. Now, let's come back, put our final touches on this one. It's great to be back 6 to 8. I'll be with you tomorrow night, 6 to 8. Thursday night, 6 to 8. A Miller Lite party out at Beach Ball. Have Jaguar tickets for the Packers game and $3 Miller Lite pints Thursday night from 6 to 8 at Beach Ball.
It's all about picking winners.
Yes, it is.
With the best picks and win a pizza party from Salvatore's Pizza at Tapestry Park.
Who wants pepperoni?
The 10-10 Weekly Pick'em Contest is brought to you by MyBookie. You pick 'em at 1010XL.com.
Do the carver wiggle, 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 carver wiggle.
If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle with lifetime warranty, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Best price, best payment, best trade-in value, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. With a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there is always a little room for wiggle.
Garber Wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Garber Wiggle.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Meet Jennifer, talking about her experience with BioTarget Regenerative Therapy at Injury Care Centers.
I'm a music teacher and play the piano, and I was unable to play the piano at all due to pain from carpal tunnel. I did notice a significant difference after the first treatment. I was in immense pain and unable to work, and I woke up the following day able to fully move my wrist again. I was a pill popper. I would take ibuprofen all the time to help manage my pain, and it did not really do a great job. What really sold me was knowing that if it was not successful, I'd be able to get all of my money back. So I would highly recommend it to anybody who's experiencing any type of pain.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget Regenerative Therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit GoBioTarget.com today.
Find your why with membership at the First Coast YMCA. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Come try free access to your local Y every Wellness Wednesday this month. Check out our fitness classes, swimming, pickleball, youth sports, and so much more for free every Wednesday in October. Plus, we'll waive the join fee when you become a member this month. Get active, be social, live healthier, and discover all the benefits of YMCA membership at your local Y or visit fcymca.org.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists congratulating this week's high school scholar athlete, Mason DuBois, senior volleyball player at Mandarin High. Macy is a member of the National Honor Society, has applied to attend the University of Tampa. Congratulations, Macy.
Jacksonville contractors and business owners, do you need custom large metal fab gates or automatic gate controls? Frank Frangie here. Coyle & Sons has been in business in Jacksonville since 1927. They've earned the reputation of quality and specialized skill. Coyle & Sons are the ones trusted in Jacksonville by the top contractors, and they stand on the reputation when you need almost 100 years of commercial contractor experience. So call Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com.
Atlantic Self-Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self-Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
Thermal Engineers is hiring. Thermal Engineers is a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for over 20 years. Qualified technicians and installers. How does top pay, 401k, and full benefits sound? And a signing bonus. Is it time for a positive change in your career? Join the family-oriented commercial HVAC contractor at Thermal Engineers. Call 230-1172 or go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., an equal opportunity employer.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to bring your friends out and enjoy our spectacular golf course, which is carved out of some of the highest elevations in North Florida. Hidden Hills Golf Club, unlike any other. Check us out, hiddenhillsgc.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors, and with great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? How about scheduling a free consultation or just stop by the Pella showroom right there on Phillips Highway next to Tesla? Pella's professional consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. From simple projects to complex renovations, their team has the experience needed to make your project a success. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, final moments. Get ready for Hacker Nation, who's getting set to join us right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Again, it was a good day for the Jags. They're getting healthier defensively. One position of drastic need, that is safety. Dewey, the 21-day window's begun for him. Remember, he went out with a knee back during training camp. And, as good as the news sounds, I still don't think he's a big part of rescuing the safety position. I think he's a very good special teams player. I don't think he's the answer for the massive gaping holes that they have had in coverage this year at safety. I think the best thing they did was moving Darnell Savage there with Andre Sisco and hopefully Deshaun Gibson, which is really a bizarre story. Why would you let that man travel all the way to London and not clear him? And here we are headed towards midweek, and he still hasn't been cleared. So I have no idea what is going on. Everyone's trying to get an answer to Deshaun Gibson, but we haven't. Foye Oluokun as well. Oluokun, of course, was hurt his foot a few weeks back, and his 21-day window has begun. Typically when the Jaguars, and not only Jacksonville, but typically when the NFL begins the 21-day window, it's usually game number 2 when they come back. And that was the case with Tyson Campbell. Remember? They cleared him. They let a week go by. They let Chicago go by. And then they got him ready for New England. So if I was a betting man, which I am not, I still think Foye Oluokun is, well, this just in. Foye Oluokun is a much bigger addition to the Jaguars defense than Andrew Wingard for the reasons that I just gave you. I think Wingard against a run football team can help out as a third safety. But Foye Oluokun is arguably, your best defensive player. So he's going to be a big part of all of that. And, I would state that I think it does happen by next week's game in Philadelphia, not this week against Green Bay. But we shall find out. Tomorrow's a big day. We'll hear from Doug Peterson. And, of course, they get back out on the practice field. Also have a report for you tomorrow on Cam Robinson and the very latest on Travis Etienne.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
Hacker Nation is here. It's the start of the NBA.
I'm fired up.
How are you?
The Orlando Magic play tomorrow night, 1 of 82 against Miami, and a lot of expectations, but we'll probably see some sports history tonight because they want to get it over with from what they're saying. So Bronny and LeBron on the court together probably for a little bit tonight in the opener.
I wasn't really captivated when it happened with Gordie Howe and Mark Howe. It happened in Hartford, for those of you who wonder. I'm sure it's happened in NASCAR.
Oh,
right?
Dale and Dale Jr.,
Absolutely,
sure.
yeah. There's a pretty good example, but with the Unsers and where else is this happening?
Ken Griffey Sr., Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah,
but I mean,
they played next. Yeah, that's right, Seattle.
But it has been few and far between. And I don't think it's ever happened in the NBA. And I think based on what everybody was saying, They literally want to do it tonight, national TV audience, opening night, because odds are Bronny's going to the G League.
Mm-hmm.
So they just want to kind of do it to get it over with. But so it'll be interesting to watch. I'll probably stay up for it.
Yeah. And as I was talking to JJ about, right now times are kind of rough for me when the sports fan comes out. Thank God I got the Boston Celtics, so I'm gonna have to stay tuned for that tonight. I mean, the Bruins can't score. The Red Sox are the Red Sox, and
Florida State's had a great year.
Florida State, man, they're gonna lose 48-10.
And you know, and do you get the sense Cristobal is gonna run that up if he can?
He should.
Yeah. I was talking to a couple of guys in Miami.
He should, because it's recruiting.
Well, it's recruiting, and remember 2 years ago, the last game in Miami, 45-3 Florida State, and there was some thought that Florida State scored a couple late touchdowns there to make it look worse than maybe it was. And Cristobal, somebody sent me the transcript after that game 2 years ago, said, well, it's our job to stop them, but maybe someday the shoe will be on the other foot.
No.
And now here we are 2 years later, and obviously the shoe is on the other foot, so I don't think Miami's going to stop trying to score in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't even know what to project in this one. It's going to get really, really ugly really fast. Miami's an explosive team. They've allowed teams back in. Of course, they've won 3 straight games by 1 possession, but Florida State can't score.
You know, and I think it's me with the garnet and gold and the logo on the helmet and Chief Osceola. I've been waiting all year for them to turn it on. And I thought after the Cal win, I'm like, all right, well, they're 1-3, but they'll still win 5, 6, maybe 7 games. It's just a disaster there.
They couldn't score against Duke. They returned a kick, and they had field goals. They couldn't score against Duke.
Worst offense dating back to Willie Taggart?
Hey, listen, as bad as Willie Taggart was, he won some games.
He did, yeah.
Okay? I remember him circling the field after they beat North Carolina State. The guy took a victory lap.
Yeah. Well,
okay, it was like when remember when Jim Donnan won here and Georgia beat Florida in 1997?
That was the Robert Edwards 4-touchdown game or whatever it was.
Took Jim Donnan about 25 minutes to circle the field here at the Gator Bowl. I was chasing him, and I had to take a knee a couple of times. Willie Taggart, I was stoned by secondhand smoke in Denver watching this game as Willie Taggart took a victory lap after they knocked off the former Florida State quarterback who was playing for NC State. What was his name? Was it Holbrook or something?
Oh, yeah.
I can't even remember his name.
Yeah, boy, anytime the Wolfpack come in, man, that's a big victory. No question about that. But, I mean, in your wildest Freddy Krueger nightmare scenario, I mean, they're going to be 3-9. And they might be lucky to be 3-9.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're going to beat Miami. I don't think they're going to beat Notre Dame. I think they're going to get Charleston Southern, certainly, and they're going to get probably one of North Carolina, Florida. I just cannot imagine a world where Florida State finishes 2-10. But they're starting to run out of opportunities.
Well, my brother's going. He and his wife have tickets, and they've had a hotel reservation. I'm like, why would you go? And he goes, what if they pull the upset?
It would be unreal.
Because what if they pull off the upset?
Hey, it's a rivalry game, man. The stranger things have probably happened.
And he's sitting there telling me they're going to get one of these, whether it's this or Notre Dame or Florida, whatever. And I'm just kind of like, bro, send me some of what it is that you're either drinking or smoking I need it.
Well, no, I'm with him on. I think you're going to beat Florida because Florida's contractually.
Stop it.
Florida, Rick, is contractually obligated to lose at Doak Campbell Stadium.
Oh, stop
Florida never wins at Doak Campbell. If they don't have Tim Tebow, they almost never win at Doak Campbell Stadium. I mean, I don't know what it is about Osceola and Renegade and the Chiefs and everybody that's there at Doak Campbell, but when Florida shows up in my lifetime, they've played there, 20 times since I've been alive? I bet Florida's won 4 of them. They're like 4-16 in my lifetime. Florida just does not win in Tallahassee. So I'll believe it when I see it.
All right, what's coming up?
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot of NFL. Justin Barney, Channel 4, will join me to talk about the Jags. We're also going to talk a little Orlando Magic as well. David Steele, former play-by-play guy of Florida back in the day, but now the longtime television voice of the Orlando Magic, as they'll tip off their season tomorrow night. And Jesse Simonton, national college football columnist for On3. He's going to join us in about 20 minutes.
All right, Hack. Have a good show.
Thanks, Rick.
That's it. It's good to be back at night. I've missed you. I have. We're going to do it again tomorrow night, 6 to 8. We're going to do it Thursday night, 6 to 8. We're going to be at Beach Bowl. No place I'd rather be. Especially, I'm going to be packing. All right? I'm going to be packing Jaguars Packers tickets. I will not give them away to a Green Bay fan. I swear to God, I will not. And that'll be Thursday night, 6 to 8. Thank you to JJ LaSalva. Folks, have a great night. We'll do it tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.